Hey there, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, I wanted to talk about the benefits of a quick tidy, transforming our home in a matter of minutes with a few tips for quickly tidying up the space. Especially this time of the year, I know how hectic it can be, but I also find that having an orderly home just brings me so much sanity. Creating that sanctuary for myself and my family is a huge priority of mine. So I just want to share some of the things that have worked for me over the years. And although I'm certainly not perfect about it, we have tried to minimize over the years and just simplify and also create better systems and order in our home. It's a huge priority for us as a family. So let's just jump right into the first tip, which is to set a timer and set intention. Sometimes when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I will just give myself 15 minutes or 30 minutes. If you have time, you can even go longer, but setting a timer just lets you know that you have a certain amount of time to tackle an area of the house or just do a general decluttering around the house. I also like to put on a podcast or music or listen to a book because it can make some of those mundane, cleaning tasks not feel as mundane because you're listening to a great book or a podcast that's inspiring and encouraging. The other tip would be to tackle high traffic areas first. So if you're setting a timer and setting the intention to do a general decluttering, I like to focus on high traffic areas. I would say most of the areas in our home would probably be high traffic because we definitely use every space in our home. But the entryway, the dining room table, the kitchen, the living room, we spend a lot of time in those areas. So shoes and bags end up sometimes in the entryway when the kids come home from their martial arts. Although I encourage them to clean up after themselves, sometimes it ends up there. The dining room table sometimes becomes a catch-all for just little knick-knacky things, Amazon boxes, paper. So I try to put everything back in its spot. And if I set a timer, I'm just going to do a general put everything back where it goes. We really like to utilize space in our home by creating little stations. One of them is our water, tea, coffee station, which I like to clean up every day after we make the morning coffee. And I love the coffee, tea, water station. It's one of my favorite spots in the house. Our kitchen is another high traffic area, so an area that I will tidy quickly every single day, usually morning and evening, and then the living room. So focusing on high traffic areas and just doing a quick cleanup, that's something that I try to create that daily routine where everything goes back into its spot. We quickly tidy and clean up before we start the day. I also sweep the floors every single day because with the pets and the crumbs and everything, I hate seeing that on the floor. So doing a quick sweep throughout the kitchen, usually morning and evening, it's something I will do. A quick pickup makes all the difference. And I do pile systems. So when I am tidying and cleaning up, I will put things into piles and categorize them so that I know where to put them back. So for instance, if my kids leave something out, I'll just create a pile at the bottom of the stairs. And then when I head upstairs to clean and tidy up their space, I'll bring all of those items upstairs, put them back where they go. I'll touch on this a little bit more later, but modeling this to kids is really helpful as well. So if I put a pile of their items at the bottom of the stairs, oftentimes I will say, hey, a bunch of your items are at the bottom of the stairs, put them back where they belong. Everything has a home, and that is the goal, that they know where to put things back. And so helping model that as well, taking the time to teach them, like, this is where this goes and this is where this goes. It can be challenging at first, but once they get the hang of it, they know where everything goes. They know how to clean up their own space as well. So the kitchen is definitely probably the most high traffic. I always wipe down because there might be little sticky leftovers from breakfast or lunch. So keeping that area clean is huge. And also we just get a lot of dust in our house with the pets and everything. And then cleaning up whatever was left out. I encourage my kids to clean up after themselves. But like I said, every day I'll kind of go through and do a cleanup and implement the pile system, hang things up, put homeschool items back where they belong. Books kind of end up everywhere because we like to read throughout the house. Then once I've wiped everything down, I love to put a candle or just something beautiful in the space so that it's not only clean and tidy, but it has that aesthetic, that really pretty vibe, or some fresh flowers. My husband brought me some peonies the other day that are beautiful, so I have those in the kitchen. And then I'm going to clean the chalkboard and write the menu for the week. I like to write fun things on the chalkboard, like I had, Thanksgiving, Happy Thanksgiving on there for Thanksgiving. But yeah, I love that chalkboard for just kind of letting everybody know what's on the menu or writing something fun on there. So we are decorating this week for Christmas, and so I'm just bringing out some simple Christmas decor to just set the mood for the space. So after I tidy everything up again, I love to have just a little bit of decor just to kind of make it look beautiful. And in terms of systems, over the years, like I said at the beginning of the video, every year we work towards creating better systems. When it comes to paperwork and mail, that can be something that piles up easily. So taking one day of the week to do admin, pay all the bills, file different paperwork so that we don't, have paperwork just sitting around. So I will put that on the desk, and either my husband or myself will file, pay the bills, and then just get rid of any other paperwork that's unnecessary so that we don't have papers everywhere. I know in the past that's been something that has just gotten very cluttery and excessive. So keeping that minimal is important too. And then other areas that just tend to pile up would be clothing, or if I do laundry and I leave it out, I do try to implement the system of wash, dry, fold, and put away in the same time frame. That is a challenge, but I find if I listen to a podcast, I can get it done. I do a clothing pile system on the bed, but I fold everything and put everything away. Also for my closet, I like to implement the one in, one out rule. So anytime I buy something new, I try to donate or sell an item. And then another tip would be to create a little bit of tidy time in the morning and the evening as a part of your morning and evening routine. So in the morning, something like fixing the bed, cleaning up the kitchen, quickly decluttering for 15 minutes. And then in the evening, doing a reset. So for us, after homeschooling, I would reset the books and kind of put everything back to its spot. So I'd say cleaning throughout the day, tidying throughout the day, and almost like mini resets throughout the day. And of course, our home is lived in and worked in and homeschooled in, so it does get cluttered fast. And so having a system of putting everything back where it goes throughout the day is going to maintain an orderly home and maintain sanity. My husband recently built these bookshelves, so I'm just coming in and reorganizing the kids' rooms, and I like to set the space for them and then just tell them like, hey, this is where everything goes, and they can kind of maintain at that point. I also will come into the kitchen after dinner and do a cleanup, or one of us will. So if one of us cooks dinner, the other one will clean up and again wipe down. But my next tip is to include the whole family. While I was tidying up the house today and filming this video, my husband was putting up all the Christmas lights outside, modeling to the kids the importance of keeping their rooms in order and cleaning up after themselves. I recently ordered these beddies for them. I got it during a Black Friday sale, and I've had my eye on them for a while. It makes making their beds super easy because they just have to zip it up. But I also encourage them to clean up, put things away, pick up after themselves, vacuum, clean up their cups, and just do age-appropriate chores. I definitely have to be consistent and go up every day and help remind them and have spots for them to put everything. So they each have their own hampers to put dirty clothes in, places for them to put the books away, reminding them to put their cups away. And with two young boys, I do find that it takes a lot of consistency to help encourage them to maintain order. And they're so much happier. We're all so much happier when we know where everything goes and there's a level of order. And so I wanted to share just a few things when you're not doing a whole day of cleaning or the overhaul of organization. These are some of my top tips for quickly tidying up a home and the benefits of it for our sanity and our mental health and our families. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.